What are you doing?
I hit record.
Yeah, I know this.
All right,
I'm Karina.
I'm Mark, and spoiler alert: Chevy is like a rock.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about Batman Odyssey.
I have no idea which issue I'm holding. I
You're
think I have
holding
two.
issue 2, and I'm holding issue 1.
It's totally backwards.
It's like
Crisscross.
it's like the same cover, almost. Batman's getting shot. That's all you need to know.
So, Batman Odyssey. It starts off with a story of Batman.
Wow, seriously?
Spoiler alert: Batman Odyssey, starring Batman, dun, 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 who is actually Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Big
That-
Bruce Wayne is
What?
this, not Dick Grayson.
That's kind of a big thing.
Dick Grayson's
For
Robin in
people
this,
that don't
actually.
like Dick Grayson being Batman, this story actually is Bruce's Batman.
And Dick Grayson's Robin, so it's like a story.
Yeah, and it's the art in it. I like the art except for the hairiness.
Wait, let me show you.
The hairiness
Preview.
of Bruce Wayne.
Preview. Since when did Bruce Wayne turn into a gorilla man? When? I want to know.
He's totally should just call himself werewolf.
But actually, like all the guys have noticed when they have short sleeves in this book, have really hairy arms.
So I think the artist is some kind of crazy obsession with
Maybe he's hairy. He's
hair,
wax.
which I'm not sure who the artist is because the cover actually
It's Neil Adams.
It only says Neil Adams.
He
So I think
draws and
he's doing all of
writes
it.
it.
The story. You want to talk about the story?
Batman tells a story about his past. Then you have guns, shoot people, and then he also has an answer.
And he kind of talks about the reason why, like, the guns were actually kind of like a downfall in his first, like, major battle. How the criminal was like, "You're not going to pull the trigger and kill me."
And he was right. I'm
And
not gonna pull the trigger. He's gonna try to shoot the guns out of your hand. Pointless. Just shoot him. Seriously, the bad guy. Shoot them.
now, I read another Batman story right after this, so I keep jogging two
Do I
stories
need
together.
to summarize it?
No, I think I can help you here. Just slap me or something if I'm wrong. I believe that while he's telling the story, he then gets interrupted by Man Bat.
Yeah.
And Man Bat shows up and tells them something, and then they have to go off
They either stop the Riddler or go to the docks.
the docks. I think there's a museum at the docks, right?
Yeah, there's stealing stuff in the museum.
And Batman tells Robin, he seems to want to go after the Riddler and doesn't understand what Batman's doing. He wants to go to the docks. And he even says something like, Commissioner Gordon's not going to like this move either.
Yeah, because the Riddler is just like sidetracked. Trying to sidetrack Batman for what's really going on in the docks. He still doesn't know what's going on in the docks.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's like he has a chance to go fight the Riddler, but he's going to go fight some people robbing a museum. I just don't get it.
Hey,
Fighting
bitch.
So then they get to the museum, and when they're at the museum, this is actually in book 2. When they get to the museum, they see, I think it's a scientist and his daughter are what appears to be being kidnapped by the crooks.
Museum people.
And so Robin swings in. Actually, I think Robin comes in first, right?
I don't know.
I just remember Robin swung in and like
Are you
saved
gonna
somebody.
tell them the whole story? If
No.
you watched Tosh Point Out today, you're like, spoiler, I'm gonna tell you everything that happens in the comic.
No, it's just that we only have the 2 issues, so it's hard to talk about it.
Well, you were gonna talk about something else. But anyway, the story is Batman's talking about his past to talk to Robin about lessons with guns. Don't play with guns, kids. And then over here on the other side, you either have the museum, they're going after the Riddler, and there's some big thing with the museum. You don't know yet.
Yeah, it's really strange. And Robin, to me, he felt really aggressive in this storyline. Like he just wants to go fight.
Is it Jason Todd?
No, it's Dick
Dick.
Grayson.
But he just feels more like ready to go. I think it's because he's younger and he's like maybe trying to prove
Yeah,
himself
because he's
first.
only in like college.
Is it a miniseries?
Yeah.
Um,
And I don't even really like the what's going on at right now. I like the story, like the old story.
When he's talking about his past, the book's like probably an 8 out of 10. Otherwise, I'd give it maybe a 7.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I give the book. Maybe a 7.5, a low 8.
Yeah, I'd give it like an 8.
All
Because
right.
it has good gracing in it. Anything, like I said before, that has good gracing is in it.
So I was going to talk about some stuff to fill up the time here. How much time do we have?
I
I don't
can't
even know
read
where
it.
it displays it.
Wait, hold on.
Anyhow, while she's figuring that out,
You only talked for 5 minutes. You told
Wash
them
your
the
feet.
whole story in 5 minutes.
I did not tell him the whole story. I left stuff out.
You totally were acting like Daniel Tosh then.
We have Superman, the last family of Krypton, which the reason I grabbed this is not so much because I thought it was an outstanding book or anything like that. It's just the first issue. I think it's the first of 3. They're really big though, about twice the size of a normal book. I'd say they're about 40 pages.
Really?
Really?
I need to know the exact answer.
No, that's okay. The reason I grabbed this is I wish I had a better camera. I just wanted to show off that this whole about half this book is just faulty. The words are laid over themselves, and sort of the images. It looks like a 3D picture before you put 3D glasses on. I actually went back to the store and checked out the other books, and I got the only fucked up one. It's kind of cool to look at because you don't see that a lot from big companies like DC or Marvel. But again, here's another page. It's just really weird that that would make its way to the market, especially with it not being like one bubble or something. It's the entire middle of the book. It it's just weird. And
Put it back in the package. You might get some money for it.
the story of this book is actually pretty good. Basically, to break it down real fast, is instead of Superman getting sent as a baby, his family, his father warns Krypton just like he did in the regular story, but when they don't listen to him, he says, "Fuck you, I'm leaving. This planet's doomed." And he takes his family and he leaves. And they make their way to Earth, and from there, the book kind of develops. They have a lot of technology and stuff, so humans kind of bow down to them, kind of thing. But they don't seem to get too big headed. I don't know where it's going really. They end it kind of strangely, so I grabbed some other stuff so I could keep talking, so I didn't think I could fill up the time with talking about my faulty book. Um, Probably my favorite book I read this week is called Time Bomb. It's written by the guy that writes Jonah Hex, Jimmy Palmintini, Tawny. I don't know how to say your name. T. Whatever. Jimmy.
Jimmy.
And then Justin Gray and Paul. I don't know how to say that one because I actually don't know what letter they put there. If that's a G or B, but it's either Golsey or Bolsey. Anyway, the book is it's very strange. Basically, you have a agency uh, get together 4 guys from, I don't know if they're all from this agency or whatnot. It kind of seems like they're just soldiers, agents from different things, and they're sent into the past. The reason they get sent into the past is this agency is investigating something in a subway, and it had collapsed. Underneath the ground, they find a Nazi like city, and it looks like a fallout shelter of some kind. And they find the Nazi Omega bomb, which was supposed to be a weapon actually that Hitler talked about building in real life as well. That was an end-all weapon. He wanted to kill all of humanity if he was losing. Um, Anyways, when they're opening the door, boom, the weapon fires off. Turns out it's some kind of like super chemical bomb, and it's gonna wipe out all humanity in like 2 days or something. And they can't stop it, so they send this group back into the past. They get sent back instead of.
Wait. They're smart enough to go back into the past, but they weren't smart enough to not let the bomb go off in the first place?
That it was a trap and it just went off. And the time travel thing is actually something that got canceled years back, and it's experimental, but it's the only chance left. So they do it. The guy that had invented the time travel thing actually vanished because when they shut down his funding, he decided that he was going to prove to them that it worked, and he sent himself to nobody knows where. He never came back. Um,
5.
so they're supposed to go back 2 days. They end up going all the way back to World War II, and from there the book kind of takes off. And again, this is one where I don't really know where it's going, but the writing was so good that it just kind of sucked you in. You just sat there and read it, even though you don't know what's really going on.
I thought Nazis were part of World War One.
Two.
Oh, okay.
World War II. They
Yeah,
teamed up
I
with
know.
the Japanese.
And Scotland.
So this one, I'm gonna give it a
I'm
9.
just wondering why he told me that they went back to World War II.
It was a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Nazis were in World War II. Just in case you didn't know your history.
Well, because they were supposed to go back 2 days and stop the events from happening. So you need to know they went back instead of 2 days all the way to World War II. That's actually what the back of the book says too.
Because they weren't smart enough to go back.
But anyways, like I said, I suggest anybody wants to read it, a kind of sci-fi, maybe not if it continues on just being a spy-like, but it could turn very sci-fi. Either way, you like spies, you like sci-fi, you should like it. I give it a 9. And I think we're done. That's
That's 11 minutes that you talked on that book.
Is it Inferno?
I don't know.
The red
Bye.
button. What?
No red.
No red
He's
button?
colorblind.